I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Hey man, it's been too long since we sat down and that just feels wrong. Allow me to give my head a shake, open my eyes and fix a mistake. Do you wanna come over, just like the old times? We'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Do you wanna come over, just like the old times? We'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over, just like the old times? We'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
It's War in the Shadows. That's Gazz. That's Gazz. Which way is Gazz? I'm not Gazz. I'm Gazz. But we are going to shoot the hey, check out what I got. I brought it along with me so that we can try and see if it'll sit on a backpack and not bite at me. I have a strong feeling I'm going to get nipped again. We're talking Delta 17 today, right? Now, I don't know if you know this about my intro videos. It says hit pause and then hit rewind, and there he goes. And then hitting rewind is almost like what Delta 17 has done, because it's brought me right back to my childhood looking at these action figures. They're so great. We're going to have Steve on with us in a moment. Ken might drop in on his drive home, but I will say if Ken is driving, he's not jumping on. He can pull over and do it safely. How are you, Gazz?
I'm well. How are you?
Mate, I couldn't possibly be any better. Let's do the Clubhouse roll call real quick, and then we'll bring in our guest.
Yes, do
If
that.
you want to be part of the Clubhouse roll call, I need a mouse. Always say that. If you want to be part of the Clubhouse roll call, all you got to do is be a Patreon member or a channel member. And we have Wilhelm, Toy and Hobby, Casey Wheeler, Ratface 44 Reviews, David, Samuel Blaine, our mate Nate, the Retro Tinker, Cindy K, Sunny Sundries, Jonathan Sorensen, Happy Accident, Joshua Allen, our buddy Adam from Go Figure. Then we also have our Clubhouse members. I've gone out of order here. Cindy K, Gazz, that's you, Beta Ray Bill, Spacey, Jason Stillwell, Ryan Sweeney, Keep on Collecting, and Crash. Then we also have Scuba Pete, keeping us safe in the oceans below. Our pal Phil from Treasure for Trigger. Hans Chow, kicking that door in. Ken Poe, who might be driving back and tuning in later. Brendan Haley, Jason Clark, Grindhead Jim, Justin Bryan, and our mate, Space Commander, keeping us safe up in space above. All right, let's without any further ado, let's bring on our guest of the hour. That is Steve. How are you, bud?
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm gonna do a thing so that I can not with me there. Let's put you there so that we can check out all your goodies.
I go
Let's
over
do
there.
this one.
Here.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Hello. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good. Look, I thought I would sit in the shadows because it's War in the Shadows. That's my excuse for poor lighting. However, I do want to say, in all seriousness, congratulations on the launch of your product, mate. This has been a brainchild for how many years?
It's been over 4 now.
4
years.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the small handful of people who we'll say hi to in a minute who are joining us live, and maybe people who are watching it after the fact, might like to know a little bit about the history of where this all came from before it actually became a reality.
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah, I was about to. Well, no, I'll leave that one out. Yeah, I just decided. I decided one day, hey, I'm going to start making action figures and start making. Well, okay, maybe I'll back it up. I was going to buy this other O-ring line, and the dude changed his mind. And by the time he had changed his mind, I already had a lot of designs and different things that I wanted to do. And so I just decided, well, heck, why don't I just go for it? He said no, and that gave me about a 1 week buffer zone before I decided I'm just going to keep going with this. So I didn't know basically anything. So I just studied everything that I could find. I stared at some of these G.I. Joe figures and whatever, took them apart, stared at them for hundreds of hours, trying to figure out how they're made, how to get the certain level of quality, different things like that. We tried out different sculptors and finally found Tommy Hodges. And we found a product design manager who was incredible. He just went independent with Hasbro. He was probably their best product design manager. And so we managed to hook up with him. And between some high-end sculptors and the product design manager, we got it all done up. Took quite a while. The development phase was quite a bit longer than I thought, but I'd rather do it that way, do it right, and then get out on the right foot. So we had Jesse Sandiford did 2 of our characters here, Shadow Dragon and Jaguar, and then the rest are all Tommy Hodges. So the other 11.
Yeah, right. So
not 11, the other 9, because really one of them is a repaint of the other dude, just in a different ethnicity.
So when you're got all of your action figures in front of you there displayed, the big backdrop behind you, I mean, how does that feel, knowing that you've created something out of your imagination and now have a physical form right there in front of you that you can actually hold and touch?
It's pretty bizarre. I mean, I've been working on stuff like this my whole life since I was, a teenager, just dreaming and making worlds and characters and all that stuff. So I've made several attempts to get into different businesses, different creative style businesses. So whether it was writing for animation or advertising, children's books. I did some children's books, different things like that. Nothing ever seemed to work. And so for something to finally gain traction is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I agree. We'll just say hi to the chat real quick, and then we'll jump into some of these characters. So Dale was here, and he says hello to everybody. Ken says that he better get it back home soon. Yeah, better be home soon.
Hurry up.
Gazz throwing the spacey in there. Phil, that's our buddy. He'll be listening in. Steven's here saying greetings, one and all. Sonny's Sundry saying g'day, mates. G'day, buddy. Adam from Go Figure says, hey, legends. Cindy Kaufman, how are you, Cindy? She's saying howdy. We've got Fandom Power Podcast. Time for a branny. Yeah. Welcome in. Space Commander was here. Don't forget to link, like, and subscribe.
Yeah.
All the L's. Rob Vegas, a legend in his own right, saying g'day, legends. Skyfall. Cindy, you are a space cadet. Spacey, if you're still watching, how far away are we on that hat for Cindy? And then I think we're all caught up. Chief Force Racing is here. How are you, my friend? All right, we are all caught out. Thank you for putting that link in there. There's also, don't forget, in the links in the description, there are further links to the social media for Delta 17, and also that code to get, I think it's 10% off.
Yeah.
And what was that code again, Steve?
Delta 10 off.
So how easy is that?
Right?
Sorry, say again.
That's if you buy 6, you get 10% off, right? I believe.
Yes, 6 or more. Yeah, 10% off.
Already off the bat, giving people a discount. That is a great deal. And of course, with all those figures in front of you, why wouldn't you pick 6 or more?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Come on.
So you've launched. You've got a successful launch. Do you want to discuss how many figure-wise that you've been able to sell already, or you want to keep that under your hat?
Yeah, we'll keep that under the hat. We'll just say that the first day was bonkers, like just insane. And since then, it's slowed down a bit, but it still is going quite well. I'm quite surprised, quite pleased with what's going on. Our customers are amazing, and if some of them have forgotten to apply that discount, just reach out to me, through social media or contact at delta17toys.com. Send me your order number and your name, and I should be able to go in and apply a partial refund to cover the discount. I've done it for about 10 people so far. It's not too hard, but you know, if you can do the discount ahead of time, that'd be better. But hey, it can be done.
Perfect. I might actually put the put a banner on the bottom here so that people can see it. Let's do it. It is, so remind me of that code again. It is
Delta 10 off.
Is that all capitals?
No.
Is there any capitals?
No
okay,
caps.
good. Delta 10 off. There we are. Scroll the bottom. There it is. Delta 10 off gets you 10% off 6 or more figures. Don't forget to add that if you are ordering. The link is in the description if you want to go and order now. Don't wait. Do it now. This is going to be one of those things that people don't want to wait on, because we know that there's more coming down the pipeline. This isn't just a one and done wave for you now, is it, Steve?
No. We're working on wave 2 right now, as well as we're working. The sculpting has started for a large vehicle as well. So if there's anybody out there that's into the classic Mill Mi-24D Hind helicopter, we will be having that available. I don't know when, because we want to do it right. We want to do it so that it's really well dialed, has lots of features. So it might take a year, might take a year and a half, might even take 2. This is one of the ones that we don't want to rush. So if wave 2 comes out and it's not there, don't worry, it'll be there soon.
So do you think that you're going to circle back around to the characters that are already out, or do you want to bring in new characters for wave 2? Or
well,
wave
2 will be all new stuff. We might use, maybe the helmet from the Delta Trooper if we do them in a new configuration or whatever else. But wave 2 will not be repaints. It'll be all new, but keep in mind the wave 1 figures, they are central to the cast, so they will be evergreen.
Right.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I remember you saying that you were going to do like alternate versions of them in future waves when we used to talk.
Yeah, but that would be, I don't want to do it too soon, because people are just getting into this guy, and it's like, hey, he's now 10 years older, has gray hair, et cetera. They're like, what? What's going on here, right? So that's something we'll wait a little while for.
Now, you said you've been doing this since you were young, right? Creating characters, writing stories and stuff. Are any of the characters that you have in front of you from like a younger you, like that have just come through time with you?
No, I don't think so. Not really. Maybe Rooster is pretty close to one of them. Yeah. But that would be probably it. Everyone else is sort of newer iterations of possible older characters or whatever. They're all relatively quite new.
Oh, here's a question for you, Steve. You getting excited for Joe Fest?
Oh yeah, man. That's all gonna be. I love Joe Fest. It's amazing. I wish it was like a week long.
Yeah, 3 days just wasn't quite enough. Now we got to thankfully meet at Joe Fest, which was amazing. Gazz and I circled around the Delta 17 booth on many an occasion. I think we were some of the first to get the poster signed that you had on offer, and we were definitely walking around the show floor, directing people over to you. Not that you guys needed it, but directing people over there, showing them the posters, letting them know they can go down there and check it out. But you guys were popular without us walking around saying how good it was.
Well, I still appreciate it, though. That's incredible. Thank you.
Right, it's all good. It's I think again, and I mentioned this before. This was no disrespect to those that go the route of the crowdfunding. There are certain ways that people can get these things done. I think that one of the benefits, though, of yours being a product that you can just buy is that you don't have to wait, 1 year, 2 year, or whatever. People can order these now, and it's not a pre-order. You can buy it now. This. What are you
Your
doing
dog.
over there?
I can hear that pop.
I told you I was going live.
Yeah, nice.
You know, okay. He's looking right
Kids.
at me.
Yeah, kids, right?
Oh, Crash overslept.
Uh-oh.
He's been working hard though. He deserves a rest.
Yeah, fair.
So just you've probably been asked this question 100 times now, but why not go Kickstarter route? Why go the way you did?
It's probably mostly my personality. I've had to take some time to reflect on that. Like a Kickstarter is really good for building, you know, that crowd, your base, your fans. And so a lot of the guys that did go that route, they've got like twice the following that we have, which is good. My personality, I like to keep things a bit top secret and then just sort of surprise people. I enjoy that more.
Mhm.
You know, so it was good. And also I wasn't too excited about the whole idea that I have to, you know, with a Kickstarter, you have to really work on your presentation.
Yep.
And I was just too busy for that crap. It's like, I really don't want to have to put this all into a polished mold, kind of a presentation when it's, in fact, we're just busy actually hammering this stuff out at the time. Right. So it might've been a good idea to do towards the end, right before we went into production, but it was like, you know what, why not just surprise everyone at Joe Fest, since we've got test shots, we've got all that sort of stuff. I think once the comic comes out, we're going to have it online as a free version that you can read. And if you want to buy it in print, go ahead. We'll have that available. Once the comic comes out and they see that, you know, hey, Leo is more than just a blue guy that looks kind of cool or whatever, you know, because when new figures come out, I tend to go, yeah, that's cool. Right. Yeah. Zazel. Yeah. Right. Awesome. Yeah. You'd be the closest Leo guy we've got here.
Hang on, let me put my Space Commander hat on and
there. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
put my
Get that
boots on my
dog.
shoulder.
Yeah. Nice.
How we doing there? Works.
Nice. That's
So-
perfect.
For the comic, is it going to be like a mini series? Are you gonna have it ongoing or just like a mini series at first?
We want to keep it going and going. Issue 1 is going to be a real barn burner. I think people will really, really enjoy it. Issue 2 will be good as well. That one's almost done, the writing phase. And then we'll see where we go after that. I've got lots of ideas. It's just a matter of making them, you know, to put it into a coherent kind of a script can be often quite a bit more difficult. Like when I sat down and finally wrote out issue 1, I was surprised. It was like almost 4 solid weeks of writing to get it polished the way I wanted it to be. And the reason was because I just kept splitting people up and putting some here, some there, and then this guy runs there and hits that. You know, it's like, man, it's getting a bit too complex. But once it's all drawn out, then it seems quite simple. But when it's in words, it's this, you know, sort of abstract format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think there's a lot of creativity happening here. I do want to reiterate though that the one of the most successful crowdfunding endeavors I've seen is the Operation Recall with Carson and the crew from old Hasbro days. No disrespect to those guys at all. I think that was a great not little project. Get out of here, Zazel. A great epic proportions project that they've got going on. I'm just saying, on the flip side of that, having product available right now is going to, I think, be a plus for fans of these scale action figures. Having said that, now the comic book and the action figures and the world building that you're doing, it's so many different layers of creativity that you're pulling from your brain. And I've got to ask, like, where does the creativity end? You've got so much happening, right? You got a vehicle coming down the line. You've got so many things happening. It's almost as if you're an endless supply of epic info and ideas. Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, a lot of people have thought maybe it's Call of Duty or different things like that. I don't touch Call of Duty. I can't stand that game. But No offense to Call of Duty people. I don't know. I find the world fascinating, just fascinating. I mean, like, I couldn't begin to. I have no idea. I mean, you look at G.I. Joe; they've got 550 figures, right?
Mhm.
It's incredible what they were able to do. Our challenge now is to make something new, fresh, and exciting because they've done almost everything, right? So
True.
when I pull up to the block, it's like, okay, I got to do something fresh every freaking time. So it's very difficult that way. Inspiration, I find, is very, very easy. Inspiration and creativity is the easy part for me. That's just the way that I was made. You know, I didn't make myself. I can't take any credit if anyone says, "Wow, you know, this or that." It's best to take your ego, put it in a can, throw it away, because at the end of the day, we didn't make ourselves. We all have our own strengths, right? There you go. Yeah, nice. You know, I'm not the tallest guy. I'm not Brad Pitt. There's a lot of things that I'm not, but I can make a bunch of characters and all that stuff, and that's just how I was made. So I'm just going to try to utilize that the best I can. And I wish there was more time in the day. I would love to create more, but the days are very short, and that's why I try to skip out on sleeping, but that usually catches up with me every night. So.
Right. Well, I feel that. I'll say this though: you're leaning into that strength because looking in front of you it's like an explosion of what is the best of the best as far as when we were kids. You know what we liked, what we enjoyed, and you've sort of touched on. It's almost having like a nostalgia for something that didn't previously exist.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we look at these toys, and I've mentioned this to Gazz before. So you look at these toys, you're like, oh man, I feel like I have a connection to these toys already. Like I feel like I have a like a nostalgia for them, even though they're all brand new stuff and it's all brand new characters. Well, maybe that's part of it too, Ken. Is it? I like the guy with the dog.
Yeah.
Tony's speaking, and Aussie's here. How are you guys? As well as Joe Fan 84 and Geek Strong have jumped in. Thanks everyone. Yeah, I gotta get my hand on that Leonidas. Ken, I didn't show you, but I've got. I'm building up a cosplay.
Whoa! I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I'm building up a cosplay for Leonidas. So I've got to get the proper shades, but for the moment, I'm just taking a leaf out of Geek Strong, just the sunnies. Here we are.
It's awesome.
Just got to get an appropriate backpack.
The next Joe Fest he's going to, he's gonna be Leonidas.
You got to tie that pup down to the backpack.
Let's hope that's this Joe Fest, man. We gotta find a way.
He'll be chewing up my ear the whole time. I'll wait till he gets a little bit older.
Let's do PowerCon 25. You know.
Right.
So exactly. Hey Ken, thanks for dropping in. I'm glad you weren't driving because I was thinking to myself because you said I'll jump in on my drive home. And I was like, I hope not, because I can't in good conscience let you jump on a live stream while you're driving your car. So thanks for pulling over and pulling in.
All good, man. All good, man. Like those clubhouses, you know, it's like where I first started live streaming. It's like you know, the first home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
feels
feel
good to be here. Feels good to be here, right? All that toy connections crap. I follow it over there in the corner, you know, and I'll do it. And I'll do it later. Laundry pile, you know.
Leonidas is a favorite one. I'll say it's hard to pick one favorite, but I reckon that it's the same goes for most toy lines, right? You gravitate towards a certain character for whatever reason. And Leonidas is definitely the one that I've gravitated towards. I would have taken my sleeves off because it's like sun's out, guns out, but it's not that kind of show. Anyway, that's enough about me. I will say there were rumblings of Delta 17 years ago. When Ken was on when I was originally doing Welcome to the Slaughterhouse live streams. We'd have certain guests on that were building up their own toy lines, and Ken would be asking them questions about what kind of factories are you guys using, what kind of plastics are you using. I'm like, that is some really weird questions to be asking people, but now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. Delta 17 was in the background the whole time.
That's what we call passive aggressive, Ken. I've been trying to like mental therapy that guy out of my system. As for Steve and working through the night and how Steve, you got to admit you've never set the alarm on your phone. The alarm on your phone is Ken texts you in the morning.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like this morning, it was you woke up to my text this morning.
Yep, yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, no, I'm the worst. Well, it started as an insomnia thing, and now it's just turned into a lifestyle, and I was doing security for years as well. I chose that job because it was the only place where I could get paid to be left alone and just create. And occasionally I could rough someone up, which was just a bonus. So, yeah, it was decent, so I did that for years and I enjoyed it. People are like, how can you do a 12-hour night shift? That must be so boring. And I'm just like, I don't have time to be bored. Like, what are you even talking about? Right.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just as long as you keep yourself, there's so much to do. I mean, the world is so exciting, I don't get it. I don't get people who get bored.
So I have a question on the I'm sure this one's been asked many times as well.
That's okay.
Why 3 3/4 O-rings? Why not 6-inch or why not 4-inch? Why specifically O-ring 3 3/4?
That would just have to be basically with my, I see them as being like such a high value toy. They have that appearance of like with the shine, with the hardness, with the weight, with all of the things that go into it. They just seem to have a higher value. Just if you weren't to assign any number, like any sort of a price to any of these toys, and you just wandered into a forest and you saw like 5 toys sitting there, which one would catch your eye and you'd be like, oh wow, like this one appears to be more valuable. It appears to be just better in so many ways. I would say that would be the O-ring figure, just the hardness of the plastic, the shine, the amount of details you could put onto a smaller scale, but not too small that you can't play with it,
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if you had a lot of 6-inch or 12-inch figures here, you'd fill up the table really, really fast, and you'd be like, I don't know. I like all of the scales,
Right.
I like all toys.
Yeah, but what's the number one item whenever we have a Delta 17 business call? Hey man, want to do 6-inch?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Go do something else right now. Come back to me when you have a serious request.
Yeah.
Here's a good point, and I agree. 3 3/4 is the best for world building, 100%. O-ring brings it to the next level. I think that also harkens back to our nostalgia love for this stuff. However, I will say, as much as they can get into detail on 6-inch figures, you guys have not sacrificed detail in your 3 3/4 inch. And you also have one of the best accessories. And I keep going on about Leonidas, but that dog bowl is genius, right? It's extra. Yeah. It's something that it's been overlooked so many times, as with G.I. Joe or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
That it's not just hey, on his backpack is a dog bowl, wink, wink. It's a removable dog bowl that is probably what's going to be known as the accessory of the line, much like later on when they had the little lost bullet from Low Light.
Oh,
on the 20th
yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to go down in infamy. As the same.
We gotta get a Leonidas over to Zazel somehow.
You don't have one yet? How is that possible?
I believe I have. I'm going to use my Delta 10 off to get 10% off 6 action figures or more.
Oh, I thought we sent you some already. I getting so much. There's so much that goes on over here. It's insane. So much. Just I forget half of it. Sorry about that,
bro. For the list of who we've sent stuff to. I've got a spreadsheet. It's just Zazel had different addresses for a little while.
Oh,
yeah. We already have one.
I've been all over the place. It'd be hard to pinpoint.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, man.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry. So 3 3/4 O-ring allows you to build a whole Delta 7 world, or simply sneak a few sweet figs into your vintage Joe collection. And I think
thanks, Adam.
I think that's a great point to go as well. Better for display, more room, and I will say this: better for adding vehicles in, like you mentioned with the old helicopter. Hans Chow kicked in the door. How are you, buddy? Put that door back.
Hans.
Yeah, put that door back. Costs money.
Yeah.
How many figures do you anticipate you'll be able to fit into your helicopter once that gets? I mean, I know that's a little bit down the line, but how many figures do you think you'll be able to fit in there?
Well, I don't know. Definitely, like, you know, the real world helicopter has 2 in the cockpit. Obviously, we're going to go for that. The real world helicopter, there's the troop bay doors here, which are actually relatively small for the helicopter. And in the real world chopper, you can fit 8 troops in the back. Now, I would like to hit that, but at the same time, people don't want a true 1/18 scale hind, because it will be like, if you give me a second here, I can grab some displays. I'll show you.
Sure.
Okay.
Go right in.
All right. So this is the everyone knows this is a dragonfly, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, let me get you a true 1/18 scale Huey Cobra. I'll be right back.
All right, buddy. We're getting educated here. We're getting schooled.
Yeah, I think I know what she's gonna pull. Joe Ricondo had one of these at his table. The show I went to a couple weeks ago.
We put up a poll asking what the scale of the hind should be, and the majority of people said 2.5 feet, but some people did say they want a 3-foot hind, right, which would be larger than the Tomahawk by quite a bit.
Okay. Whoa! Look at that thing.
Wow. Okay. Education time.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a true 1/18 scale. This is right down to the equations and all of that stuff. So you can see this is the toy scale, G.I. Joe, and this is a true one. How you see the size of this guy? This guy is, you know, tip to tail. I don't know, definitely over 2 feet, just a little bit. And it's just not realistic for people to have huge things like this in their collection, right? So some people want it right perfect to scale. That's not going to happen. We're going to toyify it a bit. Like you have the Tomahawk. This is sort of based loosely off of a Chinook, right? Loosely.
Yeah.
And it's pretty big. Some people find it to be a bit too big for, you know, it depends what size of house you have. But the hind we hope to have, you know, let's say from the nose to the tail, the hind tail will have to be a bit longer for sure. We're gonna shrink some parts down. We're gonna keep some parts perfectly to scale. And in the end, it's going to be a really hard balancing act to make it look right. So,
Ken's got the box right there, and it pretty much just covers up his whole.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's huge, right? It's big, big.
You make a good point about scale, because there is, as easy as it is to display 3 3/4 inch figures, if you were going to build a what do they call it when you've got a lot of vehicles? Motor pool?
Motor pool.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
If you're going to build a motor pool, you don't want it to be too close to scale if you don't have the space for it. And G.I. Joe was never about that anyway. And as a kid, I didn't know. Oh.
So Adam had a question as well in the chat about will you have a pilot or flight crew for the hind?
Yes, for sure. It's coming with pilots. So there's in the cockpit you have the pilot in the back, the gunner is in the front, then you always get the flight engineer as well. So there's 3. The Hercules, oh geez, I love the Herc. I would especially love a Herc gunship, a properly done gunship.
Oh, spooky.
You know? Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
nice.
That is one of my favorite. I would love to. Man, you know, if you could just spend a whole week just sitting there, just, you know, loading in those 20 millimeter cannon rounds and just sitting there, dunt. I would, man, that would be just Heaven better have some of that stuff is all I can say. 'Cause
Right.
that's all I want to do is I just want to send shit downrange, right?
Yeah.
So
we've got Joe Fan saying two scale would be awesome, and Geek Strong saying that it'd be too big for the collection. So we've got two people on either side of the fence. I think close enough is good enough.
Yeah.
And as I was saying with G.I. Joe, is that I had no idea about scale back then.
Right.
You know, I only find out about scale as you get older.
Yeah.
But nothing really truly looked out of scale. There were some vehicles that looked a little bit more wackier than others, but for the most part, you just accepted that that's what they looked like. That's what they
Right.
were. They fit the Joes perfectly. So I'm in the category of if it looks appropriate, well then it's good enough for me.
well,
So
if you
So
give me,
Steve, I think the idea is to get the interior more or less 1-to-1. The
Yeah,
exterior
yeah.
we have to be careful with because we have to look what people's collections are like. It's one thing to get the HasLab Dragonfly, where the expectation is a large item for a 6-inch collection. But you showed me what just the rotor blades looked like for a 1/18th, and I think your first question
Oh,
to me was, I just need to confirm that this is far too large. Because even at 3 feet, I don't think we're at 1-to-1. We're at the proper scale yet. I think 3 feet's already a little bit scaled down as it is.
yeah, 3 feet would be a
Right.
little bit scaled down for the hind.
Right?
Like
and the
if
2.5
me
is already bigger than the Tomahawk. So
if you give me a second, I'll grab a 1/18 scale Hornet. It's right there.
Perfect.
I'll show you. This would give you an idea if they did a Sky Striker 2 scale. This is how big it would be. One moment.
All right.
Another drawback to the helicopters, even for just storing or displaying them on a shelf, is the rotors themselves.
The rotors, yeah.
So I'm hoping that when you guys design the hind, that you can pull the rotors out easily. You know what I mean? Like they don't. You know what I mean? Like I think with the Tomahawk, they're in there, right? And you got to work them out. I know with the Dragonfly, they're in there.
I purposely leave my rotor blades off. Yeah, there you go. There's the 1/18.
Oh,
What the Sky Striker could have looked like.
Yeah, I gotta
right?
grab my earpiece here.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine a group of kids running around with Sky Strikers to scale like that?
So yeah, this if
Holy
you got
moly.
it truly to scale, the Sky Striker would look roughly like this. So I don't even have room.
Oh,
There goes the display.
Man down, right?
We appreciate the sacrifices for this educational purposes.
Yeah. So you can see this is relatively large.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's fun though, but it's a bit big. So you have to make some sacrifice. I did get a Delta Trooper in there. He looks cool with his helmet on.
nice.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he almost looks like a flight, kind of a pilot kind of guy. But
I
yeah,
love that.
it's just huge. So we have to, there's not a lot of people out there that are going to have the real estate to be able to park true scale items in their homes. I mean, yeah, you can hang them from your ceiling, but even then this thing is so heavy. Like I've got stuff hanging from the rafters here, and I'm afraid to put this one up because it's heavy, right?
Yeah.
So even with my 10-pound test, I'm still a little bit nervous.
Exactly, Keith Cliff. Holy moly!
Holy moly. Yeah, we ran around, Adam and I ran around Augusta with Sky Strikers. We were making the sounds too.
Nice. Yeah, the Sky Striker is possibly their best vehicle they ever did. It was so incredible.
I do like the Sky Striker, but I like the Tomahawk more for the ability to be able to add more troops to it.
Yes.
And having said that, I prefer the Warthog over the Tomahawk for that same reason, but it doesn't have rotors to worry about.
I always wish they'd come out with like a Delphine chopper for like Joe, right? That sleek looking Airwolf frame.
Yeah. Don't get me started. I'm a huge helicopter fan. I love them all. So
You think?
yeah.
But
Yes, sir.
there's something to say about the way that when they toyify a vehicle like the Sky Striker or like the Rattler with the little bubble canopy and stuff. It gives it that unique look to it. I mean, it looks real enough.
Yeah.
But it's perfect for what it is. And
Right. It's still a toy.
Yeah.
Great toy, great looking toy. Like the flag as well. There's no way that's to scale, but that's still pretty bloody epic.
Yeah, right. No kidding, right? Can you imagine? You'd have to set it up in your hallway, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you'd have to put a mortgage on it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
So with what I was saying with behind, with the rotors, you're obviously scaled down a little bit, right? Are they gonna be able to like either swing back or be removable? Are you thinking about something like that?
We'll have them easily removable. That's where this guy comes in. Thankfully, I got 2 of these. I got them for $100 each, which was an amazing deal, right? At this toy show, this guy just was like, get them out of here. He had a pile of them. So thankfully with BBI, the rotors come out very easily. And they go back in very easily. So we're going to be taking some of their engineering ideas, like the side wings here. They just pop off really easily. And even the tail. Come on, without wrecking anything. All these figures are about to fall over. Even the tail comes off really nicely. So
yeah, nice.
We want to be able to have it, if people don't want it set up every day or they're moving, they don't want to destroy it, we're going to have it so that everything comes off nicely, easily, nothing breaks. Oh, this one's in a bit tight. I'll leave that.
Yeah, good idea. Don't break it live.
No, that would suck.
That's actually a great idea.
Pull a crash, just snap it live.
Oh, geez. Don't do that.
No.
But I think it also might as far as boxing is concerned, if you're able to pull parts out, you might be able to ship it in a smaller box.
Yeah.
Which might save on cost as well.
Yeah, hopefully the box would be, I don't know what that is. It's like the size of a fish that got away, right? But yeah, not too much bigger than that. So
color schemes for it. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We just talked about this 2 hours ago.
We'll have one custom retrograd color scheme that will be in the lineup, and that one will be quite exciting. It has yet to be designed. It's mostly just in the idea form right now. Mm-hmm. And then we might offer a Cobra Blue one, and then if people want to go over to Toy Hacks will probably collaborate with them to get some decal sheets going. And then we also want to do one classic Soviet camouflage pattern. So whether we do that as a Czechoslovakian gray or a Afghanistan Soviet, we'll see. Could be greens, could be deserts, could be grays. But there'll be 3 color schemes is the goal. Whether or not that's feasible, we'll see.
But it's all the same tooling, so it just becomes down to preference of.
You could always put it to a fan vote for which one gets first release, unless you're going to release them all at once. Or you could even come up with a fan's choice 4th pattern.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But they all have to find homes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
People get enthusiastic and they're like, "Oh, I'll buy 5 of them." It's like, well, will you? I mean, that's a lot of money. Even I wouldn't buy 5 of them, right? I get them at discount, so
I'll at least buy one.
Yeah.
I'll buy one. I mean, yeah, okay, I will buy 5 of them, but I'm just saying, right? And the Wolverines, yeah, no shit, right? Nice.
Hell yeah.
They have like sleeker looking models. Well, they weren't really Heinz, but
No.
versions of the Heinz were a little more sleek. They had that like not futuristic, more modern canopy in the front instead of the bubble.
Right. Yeah.
There's an idea. We can make the fronts modular, put different fronts on.
Canopy option.
Oh. Do we want to have this discussion here live?
Yeah.
The modular front is. I'll let you talk about it.
We are thinking about doing the Super Hind add-on.
There we go. There we go.
So I don't know if you've ever seen a Super Hind.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay, it's a South African invention. So
you said to me the word Super Hind on the plane between Calgary and Atlanta last year, if
Yeah.
you recall. And I tried to pull up my phone to look what a Super Hind looked like. And I'm like, oh, we're on a plane. I don't have data.
right.
I don't have data right
Right.
now.
No doubt. Yeah, basically it's a whole extra some pieces are added to the fuselage with you've got the IR dome on the front, and you've got an extra cannon on the front, and it's a pretty wild looking thing. It's a rare helicopter as far as Hinds go, just because only South Africa, this one company in South Africa was doing them for a few years. I'm not sure if they're still making them. I don't think so. They got into a bit of litigation with the Soviet parent company, so they're pretty rare, but they are a nice advanced version. They put in new avionics on the inside and a whole bunch of stuff on the outside. But if you look up Super Hind,
Holy Jesus!
I think it's the MI-35.
You're looking at the image I was looking at a while ago.
Oh my God! Look at that thing.
Give us a look, guys.
How does that even lift off the ground? Holy
Yep.
Moses.
Show the people at home, Gaz.
I'm trying to get like a decent picture of it here. This looks like a model. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, that does look cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Look at the size of the cannon. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Look at that! Look at that gun.
Yep.
That is
Oh
amazing.
man!
So if
Which is
we engineer the body correctly, we will be able to offer an add-on kit. It's just a matter of it's quite a rare helicopter. A lot of people don't know it, so I don't think it'll have a large following. So it's a question of, do we really want to go through all the expensive tooling? Because just to tool that extension kit is probably going to be, well, it'll be between 10 to 20K for sure, right?
Just for the kit. Just for the kit.
It could be like
just
a
to tool
future
that.
offering, right? A future offering.
Well, yeah, it could be, but we'd have to engineer the fuselage now to accept that. So there'd have to be some holes and different things that can be plugged into with different pieces that we patch into it. Probably, some of the sensors you can pull out, and then I don't know. We'll see.
So can we talk a little bit about the comic and what people can expect to see at Joe Fest this year?
Okay, so for Joe Fest, we're going to have one exclusive figure. It is just a repaint, but it's one of the characters in his original colors that I had him when we first started in 2020. I had this guy done up, and I had him in a different set of colors.
Did you just spoil what it was?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't at all.
Because I can grab the original color palette literally in that stack right there.
Well, we won't do the colors yet, I don't think. But there will be a limited run of that. They'll be available at Joe Fest and then later online. We made enough of them so that people won't be losing their minds and miss the opportunity. Because I always hate that stuff as a toy guy. Yeah. It's like you have to run, you have to go online to Target or whatever it is, and you have a 15-minute window, and you missed it. It's like, that sucks. That makes me mad. Makes me really mad. So we'll have a bunch there, and then we'll be revealing a new Wave 1.5 figure that was supposed to be in Wave 1, but he was very complex, is putting it lightly. So I think people will really enjoy that figure. It's very different, and but people will love it.
It's another army builder. One of the key questions we keep getting is, can we get a preview for Wave 2? Where's Wave 2? What do you got for Wave 2? Even just today, I got the question of, will you expand the color palette for Wave 2? Because the question everyone else said is, the color palette other than Leonidas is relatively the same. And I said, before you talk about Wave 2, think about Wave 1.5. Yes, it's only one figure, and with the Joe Fest exclusive that could loosely be wrapped into Wave 1.5, even though it's a little bit different. Get to 1.5 before you get to Wave 2. I'm telling everyone the same question. But that Wave 1.5 figure is going to catch a lot of people off guard. Steve, we got one of the most brilliant sculptors in the entire industry on that, and he did an amazing job with it. Like you normally send people for a lot of revisions on stuff. This was definitely less revisions.
Oh
for
my
it.
goodness.
He was just that
Yeah.
good, and it was more complex. Than
And
what
he
we
was
normally do.
he was so good that I actually took my my overbearing hand of control off of him, and I just let him go because he really knocked it out of the park, and it's currently in the tooling phase. So with the product design manager, me and him are going back and forth all night, almost every night, getting all these things all tuned up, getting ready for tooling. So we should, I don't know when we'll see it. Won't be
If
that long.
only there was a power con this year.
Yeah. But we will have the paint masters available. There'll be 3 different color schemes minimum for this character. So one will be Cobra Blue, so you can go talk to someone else for some decals or customize them yourself. And then we'll have Retrograd, and then we'll have Palace Guard edition. So for that guy, and I think people are going to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That sounds really awesome. And go on, Gaz.
I was gonna say, I love how you're doing that. We're gonna do it in Cobra Blue, so that you can customize them for that. You're not shying away from saying, hey, go ahead. This could be part of your Joe verse.
Oh,
Well,
for
as Ken
sure.
would say, expand
Yeah.
the range, right? Expand the line.
Expand your
Expanding the
expand your
range.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a
no.
wonderful thing to hear.
Many people have said that whatever they do with Delta 17, call sign Longbow, etc., will be part of their greater Joeverse. And I've said the same thing. We have our story. You can follow that story, or you can make your own Joeverse. Either way, if you appreciate the product, that's great.
Right.
Right. And the
Yeah.
Cobra Blue, which I just found out as of 3 minutes ago, was final because Steve, last we talked, the Cobra Blue was still
No, that
in
was
thinking
final.
phase.
Well,
Was
I
it
mean,
final?
yeah. I
Okay.
guess in my mind, there's a lot of things I don't like, spit out of my mind and say like, okay, this is final. I thought, yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm glad that it's final because I was leaning towards you should make it final, and now
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like the hard part with what we're doing right now is, G.I. Joe is very much an established brand with its established lore. They have, hundreds of comics, hundreds of cartoons, and they've been doing it for decades. Now, for us to get anywhere close to having an established lore, we'd have to at least have 3 or 6 comics at least, so people can really get a sense of that. So we're almost done comic number 1, but that won't be in people's hands until just shortly before Joe Fest, and it will really help us, and I think people will be very, very excited about it. But until then, I can understand why they're saying, these are cool, and they kind of leave it at that. It's like, well, yeah, because we haven't shown who Shepard is. We don't really know Leonidas's playlist. We don't know how hard he kicks things down. We don't know Preacher, how he acts, how he reacts, how good he is. We don't know where Kestrel came from, etc.
So
Without
Sorry, guys, I'll just throw this up real quick. Geek Strong makes a great point. We're saying 50-minute short window purchasing makes me stop collecting that line, and that's true for me too. I've been in Australia. It's hard to get anything. Oftentimes, there are if you got to go on at a specific time, it's often at a really bad time, like 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning or something like that. And even then, you're not guaranteed to get anything.
Right.
And then some websites that you can get anything year round are not available in my country. And so I think I want to say thank you first of all for the website being open worldwide, and anyone anywhere can order anything that they want from the website. And don't forget, Delta 10 off gets you 10% off 6 figures or more. Link in that description. Go order some now and let us know which one you pre-ordered.
Australia will absolutely work because your buddy Brendan Haley, who you introduced me to, and he's become a great friend, and I hope he watches this stream, he placed an order.
Yeah.
Australia absolutely works. So
yeah, Brendan's a good bloke. I like
and
him.
how's it going, Brendan? And yes, I understand the Obi-Wan series is still useless, but it's okay.
We just had our first Kiwi order couple hours ago as well. So the New Zealanders actually put in an order. But with
Yep.
for us Australia, you have Ascendia. You can use Ascendia shipping, and I saw some of the rates. They're not bad. They're not bad at all.
Every order I've sent to Zazel in the past, how long have I known you? 3 years, has been through Ascendia every single time, because it's the only one that will deliver for like under 200 Canadian.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
It's not
if I could
cheap,
find one.
Like I'll quote Zazel the shipping. He'll be like, "Are you sure? Did you
Yeah.
forget a zero somewhere?" I'm like, "No, that's Ascendia shipping. Like, it's not cheap, but it's reasonable. You know."
It's not bad at all. I wish I could find one. I've got all the orders here in another window, but I just. Well, what was the name of the kiwi that? It was one of the latest ones.
Oh, I've got it here. I mean, are we allowed to dox people's names?
Well, no, don't say the name, but let's just find the shipping. This is not. Oh, sorry. Maybe I won't use up your guys' time. But either way, I was really surprised.
This is your time, buddy. This is your time, not our time.
No, there's people watching or like, get a shit or get off the pod. Like, come on.
Well, I mean,
I think they would like to know the postage worldwide.
I heard that for
Yeah.
2 figures, it was $29 US to get to Australia for 2 figures. I know Zazel quoted a number that was relatively similar for 1 figure when he just ran to the checkout screen just to have a look. And New Zealand won't be that much different, right?
Yeah.
So I think I want to get my hands on these figures. I think you know which one I want in particular. At no fault of your own do I not have any right now. It's actually just because I was moving around quite a bit and I wasn't locked into any one place. But I will. Yeah, Gazz has been showing off this epic character.
Did you get that as part of your first order, Gazz, or did you get that as part of the Friday order?
That was my first order.
Okay.
Because
you placed a few orders, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, damn, man.
I had on your opening day. I bought a couple of figures, and then I bought a couple more figures.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
No, thank you.
Now I can pursue my cocaine habit a bit more seriously.
Excellent.
So I wanted Zazel brought it up a little earlier. Let's talk about the comic. Let's discuss your without giving the storyline away so much.
Right.
Give it like a description of what the comic is about, where it's gonna go, how you see it continuing.
Sure. So we're not in the 80s or anything like that. We're in basically modern times. We're gonna turn the timetable back maybe 8 years at the most, and then move forward. So the worldview that we are setting it up in is that basically all the governments of the world have been usurped, undermined, subterfuge of different kinds, infiltration instead of invasion is what we're looking at. So it would be an insurgency done at the highest level. So the central banking system and the elite families and different things like that have mobilized so many assets around the world. So when you're electing your officials, you're not actually electing your officials. Those are selected officials. So every angle of everything from pharmaceutical to industrial to entertainment to governmental to finance, etc., has all been infiltrated by interests that do not represent the people. So Delta 17 is an uber secret militant arm that is being sent out by a handful of patriots that are still aligned with the Constitution and with worldwide freedoms, the God-given rights of every man on this earth. So they are from around the world. And their mission is to meet head on with the militant arm of this cabal, this strange underground faction that actually controls the world. So with G.I. Joe and Cobra, you always had Cobra was trying to take over the world. With Delta 17 and the Dark Shadows and the people that they represent, they already do control the world. They are simply trying to enforce that, maintain it, as well as gain other new, whether it's steal a new technology or do another strike over here or there to undermine some sort of new market or a new political enemy or whatever it is. That is what the Dark Shadows is. So Delta 17 is the ultra secret tip of the spear that meets with these ultra dark group, this cabal militant arm. And that is the basic plot line there. So it's pursuit of truth and pursuit of true freedom in the midst of this current dark age that we live in, that very few people are aware of, that we're actually living in another dark ages.
Wow. That I'm looking forward to diving deeper into the world and reading these stories. Who have you got doing the art for the comic book and the writing?
The writing is me, and then Ken polishes it up really nice. And for the art, we have Raphael Forte. He's in Italy, and he is he's incredible. His stuff is actually very, very
He
nice.
did. Oh gosh, the glare might kill it, but the back of the art here, the back of the card back art, that's Raphael Forte, right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Steve did the pencils for the front. And on almost a daily basis, Steve will tell me what imperfections he did on the pencils. And I'll be like, I don't know, man. They're pretty incredible. And he'll be like, no, I could have done this or that, or the colors could have been better. But Raphael did the back of the card back artwork. So when he said we were able to keep him on for the comic, I was like, yes, that's optimal right now. Because the transition between what people saw for the card art for the comic, that's a softer transition than transitioning to somebody new. Raph is quite busy, so whether we keep him on for issue 2 or not, Steve and I were going to talk about that in the background here. But ideally, I mean, he's the guy. I mean, you see how good he is.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, sorry.
It's amazing the level of art that you're able to get, the realism, and you say, I think we'll definitely have to check him out. He's on Instagram, I imagine. We'll check that out. But a Space Commander's asking if there's going to be a yellow hat variant.
Who would work with the yellow hat, bud? Who would work best with the yellow hat?
Oh, you're talking about for the Leo because you got the yellow hat going. Okay,
No,
nice.
no, it's because Space Commander actually wears the yellow hat.
Oh, right. The Action Force. That's right.
I promise I have not been emailing weekly with Space Commander at all.
Yeah.
I promise I have not been messaging him on every Action Force update, every Action Force comic update. Anyway.
Okay, that's right.
Well, I'll definitely have to pick up a second Leonardo so I can do a custom yellow hat version. How are you, Jimbo?
Hey, Largo.
Great Infinite playlist the other day, by the way.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So the comic brings up like a whole bunch of these side storylines. I mean, like even within the team itself. I mean, who do they trust, right? Because if this like cabal of like what is it? There's a group like the Brandenburgers or something like that. It's supposed to be like a group of ultra rich people that kind of
Bilderbergs, yeah,
Bilderbergs, yeah. Thank you. And if they control everything, and this is just like this unit is controlled by, you say, like a few patriots within the world militaries or whatever that believe in freedoms, right? Yes. I mean, they could be infiltrated by this group, right? Easily. I would think there. I mean, in a way, because I mean, like I could just imagine like the espionage aspect of it, like a 007 story within Delta 17 would be like crazy.
Well, the thing is, like nowadays, like the old style espionage was quite difficult. You had to have the little mini camera and sneak around, and you had to bug everyone's phone and all that stuff. Now it's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
We all have our own tracking devices, and we all have a massive profile written up on us somewhere in a server. So,
social media being tracked and everything.
In the story, I know that I know that the Dark Shadow or the Dragon leads a group that works for this massive group, right?
Yeah.
And how do I know that they hire Death Sparrow and her team,
Yeah,
Yes.
retrograde.
right? Retrograd. So they know that, and they're kind of like old school Russians, right? They believe in the old Russia, the communist way.
Yeah,
So
well,
how did they interact with each other? Because I can imagine that group is not going to like old school Russian mentality, right?
Money talks when it comes to retrograde.
That's true, right? Yeah.
right.
Isn't,
Yeah, like
isn't that her in her profile? She gets paid in gold.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I have a mask, nice. Yeah. Yes, the retrograde, they're mercenaries. You know, the Spetsnaz troopers that we see here, known as the Thunder Battalion, their uniform and their equipment is almost identical to what they use in real life. I mean, even their pouch system here was modeled after real life. The Atlan or Atlan, I don't know, helmets. They're the titanium with the face shield. Those are all real life. We give them AK-12s just like real life.
Yeah. And
We just changed up.
And very quickly, most people don't know this yet, but when you get your Thunder Battalion figure, and I know I say it in every stream, but I'm going to do it like a broken record. The factory put it in like this, right? And if you want to leave it that way, that's fine. Toy Habits did that on his review. I think HTC might have as well, but the factory put it in backwards is actually supposed to be like this. You can leave it; it's fine. It's your preference, but our intent was to put it the other way. This is the right way. But again, you headcanon your Joeverse or your Delta 17 universe, however you like.
Mhm.
But I'm just letting you know
There goes
what our
Gazz.
plan was.
There
There
it
you
is.
go. Gaz got it right.
Nice.
Well, I would think that they packed it in the other way because this sticks out in the back and it's going to push the figure forward. It
Right.
might rub against the plastic. That's my guess. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
with it backwards, it also showed the features. So in some
Yeah.
ways,
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy about it.
It ended up okay. I'm like 90% sure Michael at Toy Habits and Toy Sorceress at Toy Habits both just left it that way because they're like, we
Yeah.
like it better. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to tell you right or wrong. I'm going to tell you intent. You determine right or wrong based on what your preference is. It's all good.
Yeah. Hey,
Fair
Crash,
enough.
how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Just pulled 7 night shifts. So I'm doing pretty good.
Crash,
Nice.
long
How are you, Crash?
What's it been? An hour?
buddy.
We last talked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Because I don't sleep at night no more.
No, you
There
don't.
you go. There you go.
Are you still at work now?
I'm actually off because I'm taking over a guy's shift of this one plant. Because apparently he had like a stroke or something. So I'm taking over for him. And I start
Yeah.
this weekend.
Wow.
Well, good you have you here, Crash. I mean,
I'll be on day
yeah.
shift.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, good on you, man.
Hope you don't mind. I've hired Crash as a personal Toy Connections bodyguard for Joe Fest because he won't officially be working the Delta 17 booth, but he'll be standing there with his arms crossed like this because
Yeah.
someone's going to show Toy Connections and be like, that video you did with that thing you said that was wrong, and I'm going to chase you all convention long, tell you that thing you said that was
Yeah.
wrong. And
Turn that belt
Crash is-
around. Turn it
and
around.
Turn that belt around.
Spin that belt. I think more.
You got something to say, and they're gonna look at him, look at him, and they're gonna be like, "I got nothing to say." And they're gonna look the other way.
I'll bring my security shirt from work.
You'll also need Crash when you get to the bar later too to help you get back with that incident.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I got told by more than a few people. Don't do what you did last year, Ken. And Steve has said on more than one occasion, "Hey, Ken, you got to work this year."
Well, the coolest part about my job is all the certification I got. I can carry my pistol wherever a cop carries his. So I got
Nice.
you.
Nice.
Good.
That's awesome.
Jimbo's asking if we're going to see the Delta 17 Mega Force Splinter Group. Asking for a friend. I think I know who the friend is.
Yeah, no, none of us know. Who could that be? Right?
Whose buck can we turn into Ace Hunter, man? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I'm looking
We'll
at
do
it
it.
right now.
We'll do a Calvin and Hobbes while we're at it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
I already got my
exactly.
Joe version of him. Look, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Here's Calvin. Well, sorry. Can't figure the camera out. There's Calvin.
Nice.
Then there's Hobbs.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
we can, for an international group of heroes, can we throw an Aussie in there somewhere too?
Oh, yeah,
it's all
definitely.
coming. It's all coming.
Adam makes a good point. Crash is doing late night security work, which is step one to making your own figure line. As,
Exactly. Yep.
found out from Steve.
Yep. That's how it started, man.
A couple hours of OT, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I worked 74 hours last week, so.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So
That's too much.
did I hear that correctly? You drew the front of the cards?
Yep.
Nice.
Yes.
Damn, Steve.
Yeah, I did all of that, what have you, around me, and then the logo I designed, and then we got Derek Owsley to really polish it up. He did a beautiful job. So
Yeah,
Is there anything that you can't do?
yeah, I can't sing, I can't play guitar, I can't really skate, I can't drive a mountain bike along a trail without hitting
You
a
also
tree.
can't play drums. So on the Delta
Yeah.
17 band, I am the bass player.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
You know,
I think what you
Adam
mean
will
is
appreciate this with my J Terser bass. Adam will know what that is. But
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will. But
Hey, Will.
yeah, Steve can't do lyrics or anything. So we're gonna ask Crash to sing as he can as a Delta 17 fan.
Yep.
We're gonna ask Will to play guitar as Delta 17 ambassador. We're gonna ask Neil to play the drums, and Steve's gonna be the band manager.
yeah.
I think Steve, if you say that you can't do anything, I think what you mean to say is you can't do it yet, because I think
Yeah.
you've proven that if you
Yeah.
don't have the knowledge for something, you can very quickly figure it out and get yourself a successful mission like you do with these action figures. Will, is this a Goonies reference?
Yes. I love Wilhelm. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy for sure.
We just chatted on a playlist with him and Largo and Chad.
I was mostly going to jump on and say congratulations to y'all on the Delta 17 line. Y'all did a good job on it.
Largo, stop it.
Largo, if you make
Thank you.
any more correct guesses, I'm going to send someone out to whack you. Like, you're giving away everything, and you need to stop it. This guy knows. I think he somehow is sending me telepathically my ideas because he somehow knows them all. I don't get it.
promise you, I have not. I will send you the chat
Wow.
log. I have not sent him anything, but that
Yeah.
playlist he came up with. When I spoke, I knew which ones you'd like, but I screenshotted a few others because you and I only talk rock music. There were a few non-rock music ones. I sent you the playlist, and he goes, "How did you get that song and that song?"
I
Because
know,
those
I
are
know.
exact. Some are obvious, like Alice in Chains' "Rooster" for Rooster
Yeah,
was
okay.
stupid obvious. Like anyone
Mhm.
could have guessed that, but there were a few others, like the CCR one he got and the ST one he got. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did you get that one? Because not only did he get the exact band, he got the exact song in the exact band for the exact character that you wanted. And I'm like, I promise you, Steve, I don't even know you as well as Jim Largo does.
I think he's got a bug somewhere in the office here or something like that.
I
And
think he's part of that cabal, man.
yeah, exactly, right. So no, this is getting kind of creepy, Jim. I think it's time you back off.
It's ridiculous. I'm like, how did you catch that?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think I'll echo Crash's
Wow.
sentiments and say that congratulations are in order for.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Crash. Sorry I didn't say thanks
you.
before. I was
It's
just,
all right. I'm a little under the weather, being night shift all night, all that night air. I'm a little
It's all
congested
good,
today.
man.
you got to do a lot of supplementing, dude. You got to get some vitamin D. A lot of people don't realize you need a lot of vitamin D through the day.
Mm.
It's vitamin D and coffee.
Yeah.
No. Your coffee is burning off all your vitamins. That means you got to supplement even more. So,
Or just go the alcohol route. That's always good.
yeah.
I can't drink on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't eat. Most of
Well,
us
I
can't.
can, but I'll lose my job and my license.
Irish
Yeah.
coffee. That'll work.
Give him a little flask. I can see him on the camera doing everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Don't work yourself to death. Don't work yourself to death, Crash. It's not worth it in the long run.
No.
Yeah.
honestly, I like my job other than the night shift all night.
Mm.
Well, yeah, that
I guess
doesn't sound.
I get to harass Ken all night.
Yeah.
You
Nice.
mean like you did at Joe Fest, randomly taking photos of me scratching my ass and maybe me picking my nose and
Talking your
Alright.
Joe Fest.
It's like, where am I
Gotta be
now?
done.
I know.
Yeah.
So, where will people be able to find you guys at Joe Fest? You're in the same booth, same location?
No, we rented a double end cap booth, and we're gonna try to we got to really
So-
expand all of our stuff, and we're gonna have
So
shirts.
it's funny.
decos,
Steve and I were literally talking about this earlier.
Yeah, Jim
on.
Largo was telling me about it too. Yeah.
Right? So this is the floor plan for Joe Fest, right?
Yeah.
And my understanding is that the center aisle where everything is circled, I believe, because they've put the words center aisle for Skeletron, Super 7, Four Horsemen Studios, and Marauder. And then somewhere, God, which side is it? I think it's on which side? It's either on right on this side. In fact, I think that's the side it's on. You got Sarge there at booth 18. We're at booth 17.
Nice.
So we're literally right there. So you come in, you go left, you will see us there. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom is right here at 180, 181. So that's where we are. Longbow will be 2 booths down from us, at booth 20 or something like that. So we're literally right next to Sarge. So you come in, you don't even go left, you look left, and you go at a 45-degree angle to the left, you'll see us right there. So that's where we're tentatively at. It might change. I'm not 100% sure. I got to talk to them. But that's where we're at right now. So we have a corner end cap booth right there.
That's brilliant. That's a good location. Right next to the Sarge. Do say hi from me. Speaking of saying hi, it's G.I. Joe The Lost Chronicles. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Arizona, nice.
So,
Just a question from Longbow.
just a question, not to circle back to the art, but are you a quick artist?
Am I quick?
Are you quick? Like, do you draw like quickly? It's slow. I was just wondering, because I'm wondering if you're gonna like, somebody asks you, hey, can you draw me a picture of Shepard?
No, I don't do that. I don't do that crap. No way.
No.
You're out of luck, Gazz. He doesn't do that crap.
Sorry. Yeah. No, that ain't happening. No, I'm one of the slowest artists you'll meet, and the fact that this packaging got done was nothing short of a miracle. I have I've been drawing for 40 years, I guess, but I've had a lot of problems as time has gone by. Just one day I'll have a really good drawing day and I'll do something like, whoa, that's amazing, I'm so excited, and then I will try for weeks to try to replicate anything close to that, and I can't get anywhere close.
So a bit of inside baseball for the speed of his art. And yes, Wilhelm will apparently be working the booth this year.
Nice.
Not apparently, he will be working the booth this year. Anyway, for Steve's art, you'll go to Tim Hortons, and now there's one open near your new home. I'll be asleep.
It sucks.
It really?
Yeah, the seating, it's some sort of new model, and it just doesn't work. I went in there, and I was just like, screw this.
As long as they have my Bacon Farmers wrap, it's all good. Anyway, you'll send me a text message at 2 a.m. and it'll be like, here's a sketch of Death Sparrow. This is back in like 2021. And then like at 4 a.m. you'll send me another sketch of Death Sparrow. I'll be like, what do you think of this? And I'll be like, they're the exact same effing photo. And you'll be like, no, I turned her eyebrows up a tiny little bit, and I moved the pocket, or something, like you move the web gear over like a quarter of a millimeter. I'm like, Steve, it's the exact same effing photo. I'd be like, dude, I spent 2 hours on that. Don't tell me it's the exact same effing photo. I'm like, it's the same photo.
To me, that card art itself is on, and this is the highest standard for me anyway, is same as era G.I. Joe, like in that 81 to like 88 style.
Wow.
Me,
okay.
It's up on that level, and
so right there in the Doug Hart era.
Wow. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's great stuff, man, and that's you.
It really is, even though you're very perfectionist, a little too much so.
Oh yeah, I redid Death Sparrow's face I think 7 times before I went with the one that we went with. Even though the first one was almost better, I don't know.
Yeah, you were pretty hard on Death Sparrow and Rooster. You were hard on those two.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I think while sometimes you've got to just know when to put a pin in it and be done, I think that the fact that you have put so much thought and effort into this line really does show. You're able to really put your stamp on these characters and be able to really be proud and show off these guys, as well as finding out that you're responsible for sketching the art that we see as well. And you know when to pull in from your friends and from outside sources to help you to elevate. But I think, in all seriousness, congratulations on everything that you've been able to achieve with Delta 17. It's no small feat to create something out of nothing and have people go, yeah, I want that. I want that. You know, that's not just something that's in here. You've put that out there into reality, and people are able to actually interact with it.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate
And,
that. That's
and you
very
guys, and
kind.
you guys did get a lower age range, age range strength. I can't speak.
Age rating?
Yeah, you
Wouldn't
guys
say-
got a lower one, so you can change like the teen to a lower. Was it 8 and up?
8 and
We
up
can't
now,
except what the cards all say is 14 plus.
Yeah, but now you can put on the future ones. You can put 8+, right?
Yes.
Is
As
there
long as we-
any plans on trying to get them into stores, like some brick and mortar shops? I mean, I'm not talking like Walmart and Target. I'm talking like maybe like local
Right.
shops and comic shops and regional shops that are around.
Yeah, we want to do that when we have a spare moment to breathe.
I literally got a message about 10 minutes ago that the local shop sold their set, and they're like, how do we get more? And we need Shadow Dragon now. I'm like, I'll send you my Shadow Dragon in the card. I'll get another one off Steve. So
Okay. Okay.
Anyway.
Is that B or what?
no, that's ages 3 and up. That's Eric. He
Oh.
messaged me as I was coming on the stream.
Okay.
So
Crazy. Yeah, no, we want to get it more into mom and pop shops for sure. The only thing that we want, the only guarantee that we want is that they sell it in person, not online. I really don't want to give someone a good margin and then I'm competing with them and it's like,
for
thanks.
their own stuff, yeah. Aaron, to answer your question, we did a few trial orders last week, and some people ordered on Tuesday or Wednesday, and they got their stuff by Saturday. So a lot of times it takes about, depending where you live in the U.S., it could take 2 business days. It could take 5. Just that's your general thing. But I just checked your tracking while you were asking, and you're on the way. I don't have any better information than that, but tracking doesn't say you're lost. Let's put it that way. You happened to ask on the stream, so I typed your name in. I looked at tracking. You should be good in
one
theory.
thing to keep in mind, like with the first small batch when we were testing out, they went out the door fast and people got them fast. But right now there are thousands of orders that are backed up. So it will take a bit longer. I'd say 5 to 7 days till you see your order, but it's not bad. These guys are still fast.
Yeah,
But,
you're right, because Aaron's order was relatively early, so assuming they go from the top of the pile, you're right, but they might not go from the top of the pile. If they don't, then you're right. It could be 5 to 7 business days. That's
So
a good
you guys have like a ton of shipping options as well.
Yeah.
You noticed that, eh? We had
bunch,
DHL, USPS, UPS.
Yeah, so depending on what level you pick.
That's a
is
great
how
point.
long- yeah.
That's a great point. But Aaron has a sizable order, so we'll take care of him.
Yeah, he'll see
Sorry.
it. Not
I
too
shouldn't
bad.
dox. I shouldn't dox him like that. So,
Well, Wilhelm was a little bit worried about the ages 8 and up because of Will not hurting himself. But he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine, guys. He's going to be just fine.
Wilhelm's one of our ambassadors.
Remember, Wilhelm,
we'll take
don't
care of him.
chew on your toys. Don't chew on you. Don't put it in your mouth.
The swords
Chew
are
before
still
you swallow.
pokey.
That's right. Don't poke your tonsils, Wilhelm. What have I told you? Don't put things in the mouth. All right, guys, we'll call it there. I've got to, unfortunately, like Crash, I've got to get to work. Crash has bailed on us. Sorry we didn't get to a bit more there, Crash. But Steve, we really just wanted to highlight your success and I'm sure continued success with Delta 17. I have legitimately excited to see because we've seen it from your original presentation where it was maybe just a few pictures here and there, and then we were looking at the original mock-ups, which were exciting to see, and even those were like, yeah, I'd buy those, as an option, just those mock-ups. And then now seeing them in front of you, I mean, I feel like a proud dad. I'm like, wow, this guy, he's really made it happen.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Jeff is also, and I've done nothing to feel like a proud dad, by the way. I've done nothing to help this. This is all Steve. Order place, thanks for the discount code. Good job, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you. Appreciate
I'm
that,
excited. I'm excited for you just that you have what you've come up with in your mind In your
Yeah.
imagination, you
Oh.
came up with all that stuff, and now it's sitting right in front of you.
Look at that. Jeff wasn't bluffing. I hit refresh and his order is literally there.
Nice.
And
Nice.
it's right there. It's all right there in front of you. It's
Yeah.
all around you.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks,
Cards
man.
like Joe cards. Like, look at the art behind you. The symbol. Even wearing
Yeah,
the hat, the shirt. I mean, like, look at you. That's your creation right there in front of you.
And
That's
if
got to
you guys,
feel like $1 million.
yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, no, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And if you guys like the accessories and all that stuff, that is going to be one of our big focuses. Wave 2. I was fortunate enough to go to Hawaii for 2 weeks this holiday season, and I dedicated the entire time to sitting on the beach and doing Wave 2. So we're going to really have new innovations and stuff like that. And
Cool.
I think you're going to like it. There's some guys where there's like 4 innovations packed onto one guy, right?
Man, you're gonna have a surfer
Yeah.
dude with like a chain gun on a surfboard, right?
Mr.
You
Aloha.
are. Yes, you are. Look.
I love it. I love it.
What we need is a theme song. If we can get the Delta 17 theme song,
I'm kidding.
Jim Largo's already told me it's happening, and he knows it's yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Do check out delta17toys.com. Link is in the description. It's also here. 10% off when you put in Delta 10 off. If you want to also check out their social media, that is also right there in the description. If you're here watching this and you are already all over Delta 17, and by all over, I mean you are on it. You are on it. Show it up, Gaz. One more time, won't you?
Go get yourself one of these guys.
Yeah.
Get it.
Oh, I just knocked his helmet up. Look
That's
at that.
okay. That proves that it's reversible. 90 degrees, so there you go.
It is a
Yeah.
great. Just drop this on
180 degrees. You can take that. You can take that right there, and you can do the night vision goggles the other way, however you like. And I just dropped a shotgun, Steve. Chad asked me what that type shotgun was, and I go, I have no
KSG.
idea. It's a shotgun. It's a shotgun,
Caltech.
Steve.
Caltech
Yeah,
KSG.
See how you knew it right away? I was like, it's a gun. That's all
Well,
I know.
I got one right
Shoots.
over there, so the real one. But yeah,
I know you're actually a gun person. That helps. All right.
thanks,
Hey,
Zazel. Thanks, Gaz. This has been awesome. I know you got to run to work. I don't want to. You can't change that.
I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
Thanks for
All
all
right.
this. That was great.
It's all good. Do check out the website. It is easy to use, and I'm an idiot, and I was able to navigate it. So I'll put my order in, make sure I've picked out my 6 and up figures to get that 10% off. And I will see you guys around where I see you. All over the place on social media with your success. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
All right, later, guys. Thank.